Yeah, and now we have like a pretty weird map coming up, Outsider, which I think we'll probably end up favoring Mondragon in this case because even though aggression um, is good, in any map, it's the sort of straight aggression that Shaman does, where he like attacks the front with units, and then he does the usual sort of little dropship stuff. But on Outsider, you can do really extreme stuff if you're willing to, take the sacrifice and build a whole bunch of dropships to abuse the outside ring. Even if you're putting front pressure on, your opponent can still expand along that outside ring. A lot of Zerg players opt to skip lurkers completely and just straight up tech to hive, take that double gas expansion, and rely on this really weird, unorthodox strategy that pretty much works only on Outsider. Building a ton of sunken colonies at your front, going straight for Ultralisks. Yeah, a lot of weird plays like that are nice for Zerg, but Terran still probably will have to play pretty straightforward on this map.
Yeah, very true. And we've seen Zerg have kind of two openings. I'd say the higher level of the two is to open two hatch Mutilisk, go straight into Guardians, into Ultras. But being that
Mm-hmm.
this is Mondragon and he has a very nice Mutilisk micro, but not the best Mutilisk micro, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him open three hatch and do a similar sort of thing, which is perfectly valid. Just means the mutas come out a little bit later, and you don't have to be as aggressive with them, but it also means everything else comes a little bit later. So two perfectly valid styles. We're gonna have to see which one Mondragon picks, as he's really probably gonna be the driving force in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, likewise, even if you do open up three hatch, you can build your third hatch at one of those mineral expansions. So that's like really useful. I mean, even though your mutals are coming out late, you get all these extra resources that you spend on building a bazillion more expansions than you normally would. Now, what do you think Shaman's going to open with on this map?
Well, he seems to love this two racks, and I would think he's got to know two racks is not going to be that good on Outsider because the backdoor expansions. I mean, you can't get units back there if you can't get through the front. So, I mean, my gut tells me he's going to open two racks, but I would really want to see one racks expand.
Yeah, I think that would be ideal. Let's go ahead and start this matchup, and then we'll continue to blabber on about Terran possibilities. So here we have Mondragon against Shaman on Outsider SE. This is match 4 with Mondragon up 2-1. Good luck, have fun, and good game. A little happy face there to let everyone know I'm in a great mood. Thanks so much once again for PokerStrategy.com for sponsoring this Star League. And by the way, if any of you StarCraft players haven't played poker, I strongly recommend it. I mean, I enjoy playing poker every now and again. I will always be a StarCraft nerd at heart, but that's definitely a fun thing to, take a break with every now and again.
And here we have Shaman at the top right in the yellow Terran. Looking over here, we have Mondragon and Orange Zerg at the left o'clock, at the 9 o'clock position. And what I really like about Shaman, what I like about his split, is his four SCVs actually went to the closest minerals. They went to the fastest mining patches, and even the highest level players don't do that. So very nice to see out of it.
Yeah, it's really easy to go into autopilot because, I mean, really, if there is one part of the game that is not really controlled by thought, that is all autopilot, it has to be the split. And it's pretty impressive to see him, having trained himself properly in that regard. And, as we were saying beforehand, I think one rack's fast expand would probably be strongest. I don't like meching on this map because of the lack of third gas the Terran can really take easily. I would just... here's an idea. If you open up two barracks, you can be very aggressive early on, and then you can still take your expansion along the ring side pretty quickly. Because that's what Fantasy did against Jadong in the Pro League Finals, and that ended up working out pretty effectively. Because you can still get a third base relatively quickly as well, which would be your gas natural.
Right, and we see the 9 drone scout again for Mondragon. Looks like he was sending it towards 6, but then his map hack kicked in, or he realized his Overlord was going there. So he's moving along to the top now, seeing one barrack so far. He's probably going to hang around, doing a little harassment, and seeing is it going to be 2 racks, or is it going to be gas, or is it going to be 1 racks expand, and then he'll get that drone working out of there.
Yeah. And it looks like we are going to see a second barracks go down. Man, this is one of my absolute favorite things to see. When you see a player in a best of 5 consistently perform the same unorthodox strategy in every single game. Because that to me really shows that they've practiced it, that they understand a lot of its ins and outs and subtleties, and have developed it into just a stable, good strategy. Like, for instance, when Fantasy was playing against GG Play and did that weird Valkyrie mech style in, like, a lot of the games in that best of 5. It was just really cool to see how comfortable he was just using it. I'm really hoping that Shaman can do some really cool fireworks on this especially unusual map.
Drone just getting out of there with his life. He's got 5 HP now, working to get home. Looks like Mondragon not taking his gas after 2 hatcheries, so it is going to be some sort of 3 hatchery play, but he's also not sending a drone to take another base, so it could be some sort of in-base 3rd hatch, which is a little strange. You'd want to do this if you want to focus on unit production, or if you see your opponent hasn't taken his expansion, then you don't really need to rush about your expansion. And I like that he's kind of leaving this drone out here to make sure the Marines aren't coming to end the game, as we all remember they did in Game 1.
Excellent, excellent. Nice subtle thing you picked up right there. That's the sort of thing that helps you win games a lot. Is just doing something extra, like having that drone hang there just a few more seconds. And we see Mondragon doing the right thing. You know, he's adding drones at his expansion. He did make 6 Zerglings, but he's not probably going to make too much more than that. Just instead going to focus heavily on drones and gassing pretty late, given the trends we normally see in this matchup.
Oh, unfortunate. Shaman runs into the 2 Zerglings blocking the ramp, and that gets shut down. So now Mondragon making a Sun Colony, sending a Zergling to tag out that drone who's coming home to mine minerals. And I like that Shaman's realized this kind of Marine rush is over, or it wasn't going to be a Marine rush, but it could have been. And he's cut Marine production altogether, putting down that command center, putting down the refinery, and transitioning into more economic-driven games.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I don't know why Mondragon's building that 3rd hatch in the main. I've been trying to think about that one as this game's been going on. But I mean, really, if you just put it at one of your mineral expansions, even if he does manage to get Marines back there at some point, you can not only hold it off fairly easily, but in the time when you're still struggling to, keep your drones alive, you just move them away, and it's, the equivalent of a 3rd hatchery that was in your main. I mean, there's no reason not to do it on this map.
Right, and just to continue the thought, it's going to be a little farther, so units coming out of there are going to take longer to reinforce, but that only matters in the early part of the game, and that doesn't matter because Mutilisk fly, so that's not going to be an issue. So I got to agree with you, and people might be thinking, you don't have enough drones in the main base, so he wants to reinforce, or he wants to send those drones to the main base, but if you can split them between patches, they mine more efficiently, so yeah, I gotta agree that this should really be at the bottom left mineral only.
I'm curious whether or not Stim's been researched yet. I've been having my mouse on the Academy for a little while, and I'm not so sure anything's been started there yet. I mean, Shaman's doing a good job of spending his money, but I'm just always scared of ever having Medic Marine without Stim. We do see that layer's finally finished for Mondragon, and it looks like he will be going Mutilisk this game, getting a little bit caught behind on the Overlord production, because he has to spend all that extra money building defenses at the front, and I'm not so sure he wanted to do that.
Okay, so we see Stim just started now. Fairly fast engineering bay here. The +1 is already about 25% done, and that's really nice. If you can get that time to finish when the Mutilisks are harassing, +1 on those Marines, very nice to have to fend off those Mutilisks early on.
Yeah, this is actually something that Shaman really liked doing on Nostalgia when I played games with him there. He loves opening up 3 barracks and getting a very fast engineering bay. He's really big on getting those plus upgrades for his Medic Marine. One of his favorite things to do is just to upgrade them so much early on and do lots of early pressure. And if we've seen, he hasn't changed. He still loves pressuring his opponents like crazy.
And Mondragon's built about 12 speed Zerglings here. Those are going to deny scouts, and that's also going to keep Shaman in his base a little bit because, he's got to be worried. Zerglings are pretty fast when they have that upgrade, so if he's moving out, he's going to worry about 12 little Zerglings running into his main, taking out turrets, and then dying to Mutas. So you don't want that to happen in the TSL, so he's got to stay put for now.
And here's another thing to note. Click on Mondragon's buildings. Note that Mondragon has about 500 minerals and 1,000 gas when his spire finished. He cannot make 9 Mutilisks right as his spire finishes. And it might seem like Mondragon did everything as normal as could be, but he made 6 Zerglings very early on because he saw the 2 barracks, and he built that 1 sunken colony at the natural expansion very early on. And what we're seeing right now is the significant impact of not building those early drones. He, in fact, not only can he not get 9 Mutilisks, but normally you actually have 1,200 minerals and 900 gas. So you can even get another hatchery up there. But Mondragon's unable to do any of that because of just seeing those early 2 barracks forced him to make decisions that have hurt him.
Yeah, that's so key to mention because, you know, people who are maybe a little bit new to this game or haven't seen the implications of not making a lot of drones quickly. Here it is. I mean, it's 700 minerals gone because you spent them on not drones and you spent them elsewhere. So really, this is why people tune their builds to getting expansions quickly and pumping a lot of workers. This is why we see players delay their add-ons on the command center to make more SCVs. So it really adds up.
Yeah, seriously. And it's kind of funny to me. If you look at Shaman's base, he has tons of turrets on the left side. Like, so many turrets on the left side, and absolutely none on the right side. Just now, one is being started on, like, the right and bottom side, but it's kind of funny that Mondragon now is actually devoting a lot of his efforts trying to take out these turrets on the left side.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this play. He's taking a lot of hits from these turrets, and I mean, Mutilisk do pretty well against turrets, but it's kind of unnecessary. There's so many turrets there, he's not going to be able to get in. Now focusing on the Marines, a lot of damage still from the turrets. Wow, he's got to be careful with these Mutas, and there's +1 on those Marines and Medics. As we mentioned, another Mutilisk going to go down, and a lot in the red, another one going down. So the harass is all but over now. Mondragon going for Hive, and Lurkers are about 50% done, but Shaman no longer has to worry about mutas whatsoever.
Yeah, and in this spot as Mondragon, I feel a little uncomfortable. Look at Mondragon going straight for the double gas, and he's going directly for the Hive, so, you know, we can definitely see some cool stuff with a lot of gas there, but that's why I like putting my third hatch at the mineral expansion, because you get that little extra boost of money that makes tons of strategies, you know, possible. Right now, you're kind of limited in scope. You can't really quite have enough variety or even enough money to produce the mass ultras and the upgrades that you really want to.
And look at this timing from Shaman, very nice. He's rolling out with his first vessel, and he's going to get there right just about before Lurker's finishing. Lurker's morphing right now. Oh, looks like he decides not to go. I really would have liked to see him push there. He could have probably got to the natural. If he's not going to break the natural, he's going to put a lot of pressure on, force Mondragon to make defensive units, and make him feel a little worried. We see now the Defiler Man going down, and that Spire upgrading to a greater Spire. So as we said, it's going to be Guardians to defend, and then Defilers to push forward.
Yeah, and that Hive's actually been done for a little bit longer before the Defiler Man actually got planted down. I have absolutely no idea why Shaman isn't pushing. And there's that science vessel just hanging out at the right. It's a conspiracy. They're just trying to make us cast longer, man. Yeah.
So now we see a few Zerglings trying to backstab. They're running into the Marine train. That's not a good spot for them to be. And Shaman's got quite a good army here.
Here's something real subtle I love about what Shaman's doing. So notice only just now is he getting siege. Oh, he runs his tanks into Lurkers at the front. Whoopsie
oh, God,
daisies.
No.
Oh, man. So, okay, so, you know, don't do that. That's bad. But notice that he's waited a very long time to get siege. Maybe he waited a little bit too long, but still, I love the idea that he waited quite some time before getting siege. As a result, he can start his push a little earlier. He can get, you know, the starport earlier, the science vessel earlier. And as a result, he can move out really early because you only need siege right when you get to the front. You don't need it too much earlier.
So, Shaman going to push forward with this army, but he's not going to be able to do anything against 5 Sun Colonies and 5 Lurkers. He's got a tank. Does he have siege? Yes, he does now. So sieging up, putting a little pain on there, but we've got 5 Guardians ready to morph out. Those are going to help Mondragon defend. But the thing that's happened is Mondragon doesn't have that many Mutilists left, and his harass was really ineffective. So if I'm Shaman, I feel like I have a lot of freedom at this point. I can make dropships, I can expand wherever I want, and look at this. 2 dropships coming out of that add-on, or the starport with the add-on. I like this play as he can move forward and take out that double gas.
Oh, and good play by Shaman, just immediately backing all his Marines up. He's not going to sack a single Marine there, with the exception of that one at the left. But I mean, he's really not going to try to run any of his Marines up to maintain the strength of the push. He knows where his strength is going to lie. It's going to be in his mobility. The fact that his opponent is pretty much tied to Guardians, Lurkers, and Defilers. Probably not even really that much money for Zerglings, except as, you know, food for the Defilers.
And look at this, Shaman being aggressive, very nice, because if he pulls all the way back, then suddenly Defilers are in his natural with Dark Swarm, so he's keeping pressure on. He's got to get out of there now. He pulls back very quickly, that's nice, but now he's really making Mondragon work to get to his natural, instead of giving him a free ride in.
I think Shaman lost a dropship, because I saw one, but I don't see it anymore. Oh, there it is! It's at the bottom! It's taking out the double gas! Oh, Jesus! That is very not good. I was having a hard time seeing it because it's, it's orange and yellow on the mini-map, but my god, that's a pretty serious blow for Mondragon. I mean, even though he saved it, he lost all his drones there, and you pretty much just have one hatchery producing drones non-stop in order to replenish that, which is just too slow.
And look at, oh, Shaman getting pulled into the swarm, but I was going to say, look at Mr. Sneaky Mondragon here. What he had done was, he had his army pressing forward, trying to bait Shaman into running away, and had his 4 Guardians waiting for the flank. But now, looks like it's been just so long that he can't hold that off anymore. Now the Guardian's working on the natural. This is alright, but they're probably going to be taken out pretty easily. No Wraith on the way, but it's only 4 Guardians, so they'll be taken out.
Yeah, one falls to the turret. And looks like another might fall to the turret, but everything's irradiated. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Irradiate, it's 75 mana to kill whatever. The hotkey is I for kill that. I mean, it's completely imbalanced spell, and as a Zerg user, it drives me crazy.
So, Shaman is really controlling this game very nicely. Mondragon hasn't been able to push past the middle of the map, now working on Defilers, but with the Guardians gone, he can, Shaman can focus his energies on the front. And Mondragon
look at this double dropship in the back.
Double dropship going in. Mondragon prepared for it though. He's got a lot of units there, but the unfortunate thing, oh, there is a Nidus at the bottom, but this hatchery is very vulnerable at the bottom left.
Pushing the Nidus doesn't have a connect. Doesn't have a connection there. There's the Nidus is completely vulnerable. He's just going to drop there and just do serious damage. He's just going to unload right here at the bottom. I'm looking for... Okay, so Mondragon is building the Nidus Canal, and at the front we have some lurkers trying to push in, but of course science vessels are imbalanced. 3 starports down for Shaman. Wow, and those dropships managed to fall. That's pretty impressive. The fact that Mondragon was able to take all that stuff out. Look how smart Shaman is. He's moving forward really aggressively with those science vessels, trying to stop any additional Dark Swarmers from reinforcing.
And I'm not sure what's going on down here. There's, at the bottom right, there's a barracks, a bunker, and like 2 Marines and 3 medics. Some sort of party going on at that corner. But with no Defiler reinforcement coming in for the lurkers, they're going to fall quickly to all these science vessels and all the tanks. Shaman's economy looking good. He's spending his money well. Going up to 2 E-bays, putting down more barracks, and wow, a ton of vessels coming out. Oh my god, vessels getting scourged down to 2 now. That's why you can't be too aggressive with this. It's nice that he's cutting off Defilers, but he's got to keep those alive.
Yeah, well, he has 3 starports. It might even be worth it to actually take a few hits with these science vessels. I mean, it doesn't look like he can quite afford to produce out of them constantly yet. Oh, look at the swarm at the front! Oh, that is what Shaman did not want to have happen. That is just... Oh, and a plague on the Medic Marine! Look at that, got almost every single one. Jesus. This might be lights out right here for Shaman. I mean, this is just such an unbelievably strong push. The SCVs haven't begun moving yet. They finally get out of there. Whew. A seriously dangerous push.
He's got to lift off, take his time, and then work to break out, but a lot of units flooding in. Look at this orange train coming on in. Defiler gets taken out. Is there another one on the way? It looks like not, so he's just got to ride this swarm out, then get his units all healed up and get in there, using his 4 science vessels to soften everything up. So it could be okay, didn't lose too many SCVs there, and in the meantime Mondragon hasn't really expanded too much, but a lot of pressure coming. Oh, 2 more Defilers coming in. He's got to irradiate those before they do a lot of damage to him.
Oh my god, none of the vessels have enough energy. They're all at like 60 or so. Oh my god, this is going to get surrounded so badly. Oh my god, the Firebats are trying to run in and do some damage. Look at the Medic Marine just exploding. Oh my god, and everything's plagued. Brilliant, brilliant play by Mondragon there. Surprised Shaman still only has 6 barracks. He can definitely afford more. Really needs to maintain that if he wants to be able to hold this off.
Massive plague. I think he dropped about 30 supply there. Now Defiler trying to push in, gets a swarm up, a lot of fire bats. The fire bat's the only thing that deals damage to lurkers under swarm coming out of the barracks. So now, oh my god, so many fire bats going down, and the final lurker gets taken out. So very nice play to defend that. Looks like he get, oh, did he get, oh, Mondragon built a queen trying to take out the natural.
Yeah, what a little
that
sneaky
didn't
fellow.
work.
This is really interesting by Shaman. Look at this. So Shaman's taking the right side. He has the double gas, and he has the bottom. And, you know, Mondragon's pretty... Oh, my God. Mondragon just shot down like 3 or 4 science vessels. So it looks like Shaman is going to have to pull this back right now. That swarm finally wore off, so he's feeling a little bit more comfortable. But Shaman really does have quite a few command centers up. I mean, if he can get some sort of econ going, especially at this right expo, I mean, he might still pull this off.
Right, because if I'm Mondragon and I'm focused this long on attacking the natural, I'm not thinking my opponent in the meantime is making like 3 command centers on random parts of the map. So it's going to be hard to figure that out, but I like that he's getting drop. Drop is about 60% done, so he can go in and put a little pressure on these expansions, which are going to be largely undefended by Shaman.
Yeah, Shaman still hasn't transferred any guys to that right half of the map. He's instead just focusing as much on gas as humanly possible. I mean, he is just starving for gas. He really wants to have tons and tons and tons of signs of us. Look at that beautiful plague with so many fire bats. Oh my god, the lurker does fall, and the defiler falls. Nice play there by Shaman.
Yeah, I'm surprised he took out those defilers so easily. A plague going off on the science vessels, but you know, he really got the best of that. And looking at bottom right, he's really getting this set up. A lot of SCVs, 2 bunkers, and Mondragon, does he know about it? He's got overlords there, but I'm not sure he's taking the time to look at it, as he's building a hatchery right in front of those Marines.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. He's just, tank this, please. And Shaman's like, okay, and Shaman goes ahead and builds a factory. You know, just a nice little rapport they have going on there. Finally, Shaman's able to retake his expansion, but I think Shaman's more excited about the fact that he has these 2 expos at the right, this double gas, this mineral. He has bottom pretty strong, and if he can set up a good, you know, foothold in the center, he's going to be in great shape. Oh, God, Mondragon has the sickest plagues in the middle, plague and a swarm.
Good God.
Oh, my God, get more
units,
so
please. Painful.
I know, I mean, we see the Defiler get irradiated, but then the Defiler just shoulders up to all these Marines and kills them because they all have 1 hit point. I mean, if there's some way that he can take this out, I mean, I still feel like Shaman's not in a losing position quite yet. I mean, Mondragon is slowly running out of minerals. I mean, Mondragon's getting a little low on his main, very low at his natural, almost absolutely broke at his natural. And Shaman has all these little sneaky expansions all over the place. I mean, Shaman's actually doing a really good job of continuing to build stuff at that bottom expansion. I still don't think Mondragon really knows. I think Mondragon might just now have found out, thanks to that factory add-on. But that's going to be it. And I mean, like, this expo at the left, Shaman can, or this expo at the bottom, Shaman can just, you know, build some stuff and take out all the drones mining there. And the natural's still taking so many hits. Lift the command center.
Oh, he lifts it up. Yeah, I think he does know about... No, maybe not, because he sent a defiler down here. I assume that was to help attack the bottom right, but it looks like it was just to help defend that. And now Mondragon's still... Oh, the queen is back from war, and this time it's gonna get it.
Center.
Oh, infested Terran, so BM.
Oh, God. That's, you know... I've been saying this a lot, but especially in a tournament, that stuff is so strong to do, because you just feel so embarrassed. You got your command center infested in a match for money. Yowzas.
Mondragon taking the top left mineral only. I don't know why he's doing that when we can see Shaman's actually mined through the mineral wall, so not going to be too much of an advantage there. Looks like he's figured out about the bottom right. Defiler now consuming, ready to break up. And I think it should be able to break with this Hydraling army and Defilers. The thing about Mondragon's army is if we look at his resources, he is hurting for minerals right now, actually. It's at 200 minerals, 2,000 gas, 2,500 gas, and he's got the Ultra upgrades coming. So once those Ultras start getting rolling, it could be in trouble. Firebat's defending brilliantly, and looks like he's going to defend the bottom right very easily.
Wow, I'm pretty impressed with his ability to hold that bottom right. I think there's like 1 Zergling that might end up winning the battle. Nope, finally does end up falling. Plague was helping out quite a bit there. And look at this, this is so good by Shaman. Look, he's just continuing to just move all over the place with these science vessels getting really in his face. And I think that's great because he has 3 starports producing science vessels. And look at these vessels all the way at the bottom. Will they do any sort of like self-irradiate action? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think they're just looking for those gas units, and it found them. But there's the
Oh,
Scourges.
found him.
Oh my god, but irradiating those Ultras, making sure they're nice and squishy for when they next meet in battle. And there's still 1 science vessel with some energy. Not irradiating the Queen, but would have been something I would have enjoyed to see.
But Mondragon doesn't have enough minerals to really make these Ultralists back. When we see a standard ZVT, it kind of gets to the point where the Zerg is hungry for gas, but we're in the complete opposite situation here. Mondragon with not enough minerals, despite mining, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mineral bases. He can't get enough minerals to make those Ultras, and now with the tanks tanking on bottom right, and Shaman with the right side completely untouched this whole time, you know, he's really in a nice position. And look at this physics lab add-on and BCs coming out of those starports.
Oh, that's
Very
so
nice.
genius.
I love this.
Well, actually, it's slightly less genius. I mean, it's still really good. But it's normally amazing when your opponent is doing some sort of, you know, like 3 base sort of strategy. You know, like right in the mid game, right when you've gotten your 2 starports up, you just get 2 battle cruisers, because your opponent, who's going Lurker, Ling, Defiler, also needs to get Scourge for your vessels. And if you suddenly get a whole bunch of battle cruisers, it becomes really difficult for them to actually have enough gas to Scourge your battle cruisers to death. But here, I think that, you know, we're probably going to have enough gas as Shaman to do this. I wish Shaman would queue just a little bit less, though. He has like 5 factories, or 5 tanks queued all the way.
Nice
That
little
bottom
Zergling
side.
drop at the right side. Look, every SCV dead there, and that's going to shut down the 2 gas as well. He's trying to irradiate his own science vessels to save that. Where is that Queen to take out that command center? That's what I'm looking for now.
Oh man, the Queen is actually right above Mondragon's regular natural expansion. Hoping to see if it'll come in. That would be like totally kick ass if it did. There's so much food for both of these players.
Look at this at top left. When Shaman mined through that minerals, he opened the floodgates. So a few Defilers, Lurkers, Lings, and Ultras coming in. And unfortunately, Shaman's forced to reveal his hand here, showing the battle cruisers. And kind of the nice thing about battle cruisers, when suddenly they roll out, it's like, oh my god. But if he sees them in this context, and look at this battle in the middle! Huge plague going off, and a huge army coming to clean this up. With those Hydras killing the chasing units, they really clean up those plague.
Infested Terrans in the main! Oh my god, doing so much damage! Just exploded and took out all those depots. No way, that's so awesome.
He's still making more infesteds at the top left mineral natural. Looks like Shaman's defended this so far, but wow. What an attack on all sides. And let's take a look at Mondragon's supply. Still at 180, despite losing all those units. Now the Lurkers moving in, just being super annoying. And where are the vessels to help clean this up?
Yeah, it looks like he just halted all vessel production in order to make as much battlecruiser stuff as he could. But look at the swarms at the front.
Coming into the
Infested Terrans! Oh my god, just demolishing each of those bunkers. Mondragon very careful not to detonate them too close to the Ultralisk, because it's a one-shot kill. Oh my god, still
so
more
many
battlecruisers
units
being made.
flooding in. It's basically only battlecruisers for Shaman now, and he has the bottom right. He's got to weather the storm. Mondragon's going to run out of minerals. If we take a look at all his mineral onlys, they're running out. Top left still going strong, but you know, it is possible for him to live this, but he's really, really going to have to dig deep to hold on to this natural.
Yeah, seriously, I mean, this is one of his only sources of incomes. I mean, really, it's just that bottom expansion now that's really...
Oh, Queen going into the natural again! Oh, God!
Oh, God, the double infest. Oh. Pobre Shaman. Shaman really actually hurting for supply right now. I mean, it's kind of funny that that's the one thing that ended up coming back to bite him right now, is the fact that he just can't actually build the battlecruisers that he can afford to make.
Oh, look at these tanks at the bottom, mineral only. Takes out every drone there, those 4 tanks. Very nice. Meanwhile, the Ultras and the command center at the double gas at the right still can't be landed. All the SCVs finished there. He's building supplies there, but yeah, the Ultras are going to take that out. Shaman, wow, his game really turned around so quickly. Is he even mining other than the bottom right anymore? It does not look like it.
Yeah, it looks like just, oh no, a big drop coming in on the bottom right. Oh, Jesus.
And unfortunately, there was a lot of tanks there, but he moved them down to kind of harass the mineral only. Pirka, oh my god, so many ultras and defilers. Defiler lives from the splash damage. Second swarm going to be going down now. Those ultras running right in, and this is probably going to end it. What a huge, massive game. Tanks doing a lot of damage, but of course, ultras under swarm, basically invincible. Gonna just clean this up.
Yeah, I love the transition to battle cruisers, but I think it was just a little bit too early. I think Shaman needed a little bit more map control. I'm seeing Shaman lose the bottom expansion now. Mondragon, even though he's been hurting for money all game long, finally has the opportunity to retake all those expos at the bottom, and still has a little bit of income from these 2 mineral expos he has. Mondragon's going to be in good shape to clean this game up.
Yeah, these battle cruisers are so slow. They've got to be everywhere. They've got to defend top left. They've got to defend the natural. Now Mondragon crashing in with a few ultras, hydras, and Defiler into the natural. Only Marines there to defend. Defiler is snipes the Defiler, very key. But still, he's in danger of getting his natural breached here.
Yeah, we do finally have some more battle cruisers coming out. Are those the only 2 battle cruisers he has? I mean, has he really been losing him that much? Man, Mondragon's just doing this relentless assault. Oh, there's 3 more coming from above. 4 more coming from above. 4 battle cruisers for Shaman. Wow.
There's 6.
Was there a unit we didn't see made? Wow.
Seriously, infested Terrans still being made.
Oh, but the battle cruisers run right into a Hydralisk patch. Undefended by any extra Marines. It's just not going to be too good for these battle cruisers. I mean, Shaman's trying to make some bunkers outside the front. Oh, the drop on the right. Oh, God, brutal.
Mondragon's been doing really well with these small little drops that shut down expansions, and that's so good on Outsider. His multitasking has been really key this game, and even though these battle cruisers look invincible, it's just going to come to an end eventually for Shaman.
Battle cruisers are pretty kick-ass. I didn't realize quite how awesome they were, but the Plague Swarm Hydra combo. And Shaman doing the most manner thing possible.
Wow.
Wishing him luck in the future rounds. What an incredible series.
That was an amazing series. That last game, I thought Shaman was going to come back. Just seeing every unit, and Shaman, all the credit in the world to him. Oh my god, he played so well.
Pretty surprised Shaman didn't pull that off. I thought he really had it when he had that bottom right. I mean, it was just too hard to move out into the middle of the map, and I think Mondragon was well aware of this, because I mean, honestly, he did everything he could to maintain pushing at that front for as long as possible. I mean, it was almost like watching, Casper against Phoenix, where Casper is just rallying all his factory units up there. He's doing the same thing, just constantly flooding with tons and tons and tons of defilers, because he had so much gas and almost no money. But it was still worth it, because he just needed to contain Shaman for so long, and it eventually won him the game.
Right, and I think if Shaman had kind of maintained map control before the wheels started falling off, if he had maintained that control for maybe 5 more minutes when Mondragon was really starting to hurt for minerals, then, we would have seen a different result.
Yeah. I mean, wow. Yeah, I mean, I honestly do think that if Mondragon had taken his mineral expansion, it would have been a lot easier.
That's very true.
I mean, I'm still of the opinion. I mean, part of what made the game so incredible was the fact that Mondragon was really hurting for minerals for so long, and I think that could have been easily repaired. That really demonstrates actually how impressive of a player Mondragon is. The fact that he's actually able to stay in the lead for that long, despite not quite having enough resources.
Yeah, I got to agree. He's an incredible player, and we're going to be looking forward to seeing more matches with Mondragon. And that everyone we've seen win today is actually in the the quote unquote real TSL. We've reached the round of 16 now. This is it. This is the TSL. Everyone so far has won $250. Everyone who lost today or in the recent results, all the credit to them, but they haven't reached the TSL. They're unfortunately going to go home with nothing. And we're going to see some monstrous games coming up in the upcoming weeks as we look forward to moving through round of 16 next week and then round of 8, round of 4 as we move towards that $10,000 top first place prize.
Yeah, so absolutely tune in next week. Chill and I will obviously be continuing to do our little chatteroo thing, our little commentary action, so all of you should join in the fun as well. And obviously, tune in on Saturdays to watch my brother and Artosis, that would be Tasteless and Artosis, the infamous Handsome Nerd casting Archon, do their thing. So for me, thanks so much, everyone. Enjoyed thoroughly casting the PokerStrategy.com Team Liquid Star League.
All right, have a good day. It was a great round of games. We'll see you next time.